Hey everybody, it's Todd. Todd's Corner. That's me in Todd's Corner. Hey, welcome to the show today. We're gonna have a pretty cool guy. It's Oggie Gonzales, interstellar modeler himself, and I'm gonna go ahead and introduce him to the show and Gordon. Hi, Oggie,
Hey,
Mr. Gordon.
How you
Gordon.
folks doing?
Good.
So we had to postpone the last one because of whatever. I don't remember. It's craziness. Oh
Yeah,
my.
you're a little busy.
Well, that and my internet company at the old house decided to turn my internet off instead of my cable. So
Oh boy.
this is the I think this is the second. No, this is the first one in my. No, it's the second. I did one last
Uh-huh.
week. I think. Yeah,
Yeah,
When
we
yeah.
you
were
This is
were
with
the
Richard
first
Ashton.
interview in the new house.
nice.
And, my 1 in 350 Enterprise behind me,
Gotta love it.
and the old Rescue Eagle beside me.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't we get started with Interstellar Modeler, your
Yeah.
program. How long
Yeah.
have you
Well,
been
thank,
doing
thank you
that?
for having me on. I'm honored.
Yes.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing that?
About 8 years now. The YouTube
Wow.
channel started, I want to say around 2013. I actually was going to look that up before today, and I completely forgot about that. But yeah, it's been about 8 years. It's kind of a little backstory about the channel. I just started it only because it all started with the 1/350 scale Enterprise that came out, and it was my first attempt at lighting a model. And so as I was going online to try to find some advice about this, kind of see other modelers, I started to kind of browse through all the channels, and I felt, there are, well, this personal opinion, I didn't think there were a lot of good videos out there. And I felt that I could do, I actually always enjoy teaching things and stuff like that. So I figured, I've been building models since I was like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. And I figured I have all this experience behind me, kind of, on and off throughout the years going through the hobby. But I figured I'll just give it a shot, make my own channel and just add my own 2 cents. And then it kind of just grew from there. And it's gone from that to, wow, 19,500 subscribers. And
19,000?
yeah, and
I'm so jealous.
almost 3 million views. I just cannot, never would have imagined. I thought I'd be doing it for a little while, and then I figured, we'll see how it goes. And then it just, one thing led to another, and then it just it got into interviewing people. The more I started to hear from people really around the world, it's just been a true pleasure meeting guys like yourself. A perfect example of how we've been able to connect with other people in the modeling community. And I can say, the modeling community as a whole has really just been an awesome, it is an awesome community. We're generally friendly people, I'd say. And it's been just a true pleasure hearing from everyone from just all over the world, from New Zealand to Germany to South Korea to,
Right.
it's just been all over. And so that kind of grew then into, I got the idea of doing some interviews, and that's how I got you on my channel, Todd. Just thought I would start reaching out to other modelers just because I was having success being able to reach people, and I figured what a better way than to get other modelers in the spotlight as well. So that's where the idea of interviewing came on.
Oh,
Last year I started just a new segment called Hot Off the Bench. Another goal there is to continue to share work from other modelers too.
hot off the bench.
Yeah. And it's been a little easier doing it that way because, as you know, scheduling interviews can be a bit of a challenge with the time zones and all these other things. And this way, I've gotten submissions from people all over, and it's been great to be able to post them and just make a few comments. And, not all of us are lucky enough to get to model shows because they're just not all, especially because of the current circumstances, but generally they're not all over the place. Not every place has model shows. So it's a great place to share other people's extraordinary work. It's the craftsmanship just blows me away. Just like when we go to Wonderfest, right?
I'll tell you what, I do appreciate your videos of sharing. There's a lot of us that, quite frankly, we don't have the opportunity to see some of the shows that that you guys get to partake.
Yeah.
And, your videos are pretty amazing. So we
Well,
really do
thank
appreciate
you. Thank you so much. This last year has been an additional. One other thing that's happened over this last year is I've just heard from people, because we've all been under stressful circumstances because of the current circumstances and the pandemic and all that stuff, and just people reaching out to me with these just incredible stories of how my videos have helped them out and making them feel better, making them just getting, that's the fun thing about our hobby, right? We can get in touch with things that I had these great feelings when we were a kid, and some of these models are very nostalgic for us, right? So it brings up really a lot of fond memories. You can go to a certain place in your head and your heart just to kind of spend a little time there and kind of forget about things around you and stuff. And so it's been really nice to hear from people that, that just made some very nice comments and compliments about the channel as well. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that.
Well,
Absolutely.
you interviewed me, man. I was wowed by that.
Well, what struck me about you, Todd, is your incredible devotion to Space 1999, which I love that show too. I mean, we all grew up with it, but I am just astounded continually of your collection and how it continues to grow. And I just said, I've got to have this guy on, because it's just, we all have a certain love for the things that, whether it's Star Trek or Space 1999, and it's just great to hear from someone who has that much passion about a television show like that.
Yeah, I'm just blessed. I met Gordon in the early days in like 2013, I believe. I think we were on Transporter the Eagle ETF or something like that, or maybe it was just Facebook. I don't remember.
Facebook.
But I noticed there wasn't any really hard, serious 1999 pages yet.
Yeah, right.
We were like, we should do one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you think of how the Eagle is such an iconic ship. It, in my opinion, it's up there with the Enterprise. A very recognizable, ship, and goes to show, the interest that was around for the Eagle, and how we all just longed for a more accurate Eagle model. And just not only did we get that, we got this huge model. Which, as a kid, I remember going through the Making of Space 1999 book and seeing pictures of Brian Johnson and some of the other guys there on the special effects team sitting next to these beautiful models and the big globe of the moon in the back, thinking, wow, it wouldn't be cool to just even see those models, but to get something like that, is just well beyond anything I think any of us had imagined. So, and as a modeler, it's like, wow, that's just, like I said, right up there with the Enterprise. It's such a beautiful design, and something that again just reaches back to that childhood and just kind of gives us a chance to kind of relive some of those things. So
I never thought there was more than 300 people that watched Space 1999.
Right. Not the population of the moon base. Right? 311, I think it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it just it speaks a lot about the I think the passion those guys had for making a quality product. The special effects guys, it was so important to them to create effects that, you figure this stuff was being shown on a television screen, that resolution was nowhere close to what we have now, right? And yet they did all this incredible detail with Space 1999 and all the other Jerry Anderson productions. It's just, that's what really drew you a lot to those shows. I'm taking special effects and model work that was seen prior on like 2001 Space Odyssey, because these ships are so detailed. Star Trek, you gotta love it, but the ships were just way different, and the type of detailing they showed on these ships weren't quite the same. So when Space 1999 came out, I think all of us were kind of longing for more science fiction to be out there, because we had all seen Trek, right, and all the reruns, and knew all the lines by then. And I remember when the show came out, my brother was saying, hey, you got to check this show out, and we started watching it, and I was just amazed by the special effects. Didn't quite understand a lot of the themes of the shows when I was a kid, because it was a little bit remember they used to say Trek was a bit cerebral, right? So, but the season one, you're just like, but I just loved the special effects and the spaceships for sure. But I've grown to really love Space 1999 in a different way, especially season one, as I read that book. I think it's called Destination Moonbase or Destination Alpha. It was basically another version of the Making of Space 1999. And what I love about these books, it kind of reminds me, one of the reasons I like to go to conventions is listen to the creative minds and what went on behind the scenes and how they came up with these concepts, because you and I will look at these things and we'll appreciate them for what they are and what they spur in our imagination. But those ideas started somewhere in someone's brain, and to think how they came up with this stuff, how they wrote the show, the incredible pressure that these writers are under to create a show at that level, right? I mean, I think we all experience this when we get into a new TV show, and man, when they're at their peak and it's really going from episode to episode, you can't wait to get to the next episode. What it takes to really put on a production like that. And gosh, when I read this book and how the same sort of devotion was devoted to both seasons, really, I mean, they had their challenges in season 2 by budget cuts and all that other stuff, but
sure,
right,
still holding up.
It was Bob Wood's Destination Moonbase Alpha book.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
It's a good
really,
book. You can actually get it on Kindle relatively inexpensively, or you can get the hard in your hand book version. Yeah. And it's nice just to kind of get some background information, because it gives you a different chance to look at the show in a little different way. And once I read that book, I went back and just rewatched the show. And now that you know how they kind of strung the episodes in season 1 together to create some sort of narrative there, you kind of like, wow, now that actually makes sense to me. So definitely have a little bit better appreciation for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of fans who like season 2. When I was a kid, I actually really, when they juiced up the music and the costumes were more colorful, and they have different creatures on there, I actually really liked season 2. And it's not that I don't like it now, but definitely have a different appreciation for how it stands up to season 1. Because it's almost like 2 different shows.
Right. It is.
Yeah.
It's like they rebooted it.
Yeah, exactly. Like rebooted it, right? Yeah, exactly. They kept some of the cast.
Talk about the reboots for nowadays, but
yeah,
they already did it. They did it in 1976. They rebooted it already. So
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, these. It was night and day, and I noticed it even when I was young.
Yeah,
I think all of us did.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I was my brother and I would take that tape recorder, and because we didn't have VCRs, so we'd stick it next to the speaker and literally tape the other. And my parents would walk in talking. I'd say, "Hey, be quiet!
Yeah, keep it down, keep it down."
And
the tape recorder thing. I think we all. Oh my God.
Yeah, and my dad would just turn around. Oh God, okay. They're taping another one.
But we were happy with that. That was good for us. We could listen to it and still see what we wanted to see.
Right, exactly. Because you watched it.
Interrupt. He would
picture it in your head.
Come in and just,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then when the laser battles came on, you just picked up your model, pretending like you're shooting lasers at each other.
Pew pew pew.
So, that's right. That's right. So it's reassuring to know there were other just as nerdy people out there as we were.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you manage to get yourself a technical notebook?
No, not yet. I remember having that. I just saw that on your post. When my brother had the original one that came in that red binder.
Right.
I remember that.
What I was talking about is, did you have the original one?
Yeah, he has it. He has it for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I remember having the blueprints from Starlog. I still have that.
There you go.
Yep. So, like I said, just as nerdy.
All the buzz now is the new technical operations manual from Anderson.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to.
I can't wait to get that.
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think we're seeing what happens when guys our age are able to drive some of these companies and get both these model kits as well as these prop replicas. Incredible. That's another prop replica besides the phaser and communicator from Star Trek. I always wanted that comlock and the stun gun.
Now there's 2 ways you can get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to get the kit. You get the kit and make the ultimate Oggie. Probably put a little electronics in there and make it pretty spiffy.
Absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to that for sure.
Which, by the way, your 22-inch Eagle build was amazing.
Thank you.
It's one of the crispest ensembles I've ever seen with the the incorporation of the electronics. And,
yeah,
it was my honor to just throw together in a PowerPoint some sort of poster to
yeah.
show it off.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just another thing that we're benefiting from is all these advancements with lighting and stuff, because I don't really know much about electronics, to be honest. What I've learned, a friend of mine, I first lit my first model was the Sea-View, just to get light from the bridge. I was so excited. So a friend of mine who's an electrical engineer walked over to his house. Hey, can you help me put an LED in this this model? So he kind of showed me a little bit about soldering and that sort of thing. And then when all these pre-wired options came around, there's really not much thinking into that. You just got to make sure you get the right resistors. But other than that, you're just kind of hooking things together. And then SMDs now, right? And all these lighting boards. I was just mentioning to Todd before he got on how this is my latest model here.
Oh yeah,
right? And then from the Franz Joseph technical manual. Speaking of technical manuals, right?
Very cool.
And you can see it has a strobe function. And the running lights all coming from just a small little board from HobbyLink International.
Nice.
Makes it super easy just to connect these things together. So it wasn't that long ago when I was just like, oh man, there's no way I could ever, get lights into a model kit like that. But when we were kids, we'd take a pen light, maybe shine it through the bottom of the socket, and pricing. Oh, there's some light right there. But
or a lighter.
One of the latest,
to make the constellation.
One of the latest awesome kits that you put together was that the Battlestar Galactica Viper bay.
Oh yeah, right. And there's another thing coming. Right, is 3D printing. It's just been phenomenal. Another one of those things that have added a lot to model building, and there's just more to come. I mean, it's just going to get crazy, right? And it's literally like having a replicator. I just like,
there you go.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I love I'm a see now. 1999 Trek, the Battlestar Galactica. That's all my.
Oh yeah. And don't there's a lot of information that's crammed in my head that's pretty useless, including the debut of Battlestar Galactica, which was September 17th, right? I think of 79, I think it was, something like that. I remember being all excited about this because, of course, Star Wars was all the rage, and just to see that quality of special effects on the small screen was just incredible.
That's some serious good-looking detail there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks.
Now, is this a kit?
That's all 3D printed. 3D. Yeah, wow. It's it's again like having a replicator, because you can go on Thingiverse or one of those and just say I need a Viper, and then there you go.
That photograph is quite deceptive though, because that whole kit is quite a bit smaller than what that photograph is depicting. I thought it was much bigger, quite frankly, but that's a pretty small kit when I saw it over at Wonderfest. But amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's part of the thing about being spatially challenged here is you have to be selective of what you're going to be building, but it adds to the challenge. When you're limited to certain things. I still do photography, for example. One of the things I challenge myself when I go out and take pictures, I just put a prime lens on it. So this is all I have to work with. It's kind of a similar sort of thing. It kind of puts a little constraint on you, so it makes you kind of think, and you only have so much to work with. So it's a different type of opportunity to come up with some innovative ways to kind of address the spatial concerns that you have, and it all turned out great. Again, just how the lighting works out there, it's all because of the SMDs and small lights we have available now, and that it doesn't take much power to light them up. But
looks like AJ Catalano Torres is asking, do you know where to get the 3D file or finished of the Viper landing gear for the original model?
That's a good question. I don't know offhand. I have no doubt that it's floating around out there for sure. I would probably first check Thingiverse. But I do know that sites like Gambody and CG Trader make detailed 3D models of the or 3D files for the Viper, and I have no doubt they include this. So that's where I would start, is one of those two websites. Cost you about, for these more detailed STL files, you'll spend about $25-$30, but it's worth the cost because you're getting all the detail along with it. So.
Oh yeah, it kind of fits right in. But I'm kind of curious, AJ, you referring to the original Monogram or some of the later versions? Because the original Monogram, I mean, yeah, it's a long time ago. Anyway, he said he'll check. Either way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's nice because some of these aftermarket things that you can either create, or even when it comes to decals, or even they're better detail than some of the ones that came with the original kits, as you guys know. So
right.
Yeah,
he's referring to the original Monogram.
Yeah, Monogram. Yep.
Yeah.
Here's one that brings back some memories. Actually, is that the 172?
That is. It's the old kit.
Yeah.
And for years, I wanted to open up those cages. So that's where it all started. I just wanted to open up those cages and do what I could to add a little detail. It's such a small kit, though, that all the detail I added in those cages you can't really see, but at least you know that it's there. And yeah, real happy with the way it came out, too. I still have that model. And,
nice.
Again, when it comes to kind of thinking of things to come up with, I wanted to come up with a little base. So that's just literally a drawer organizer turned upside down. Drilled in some holes for some LEDs there, and then the styrene was just painted just using masking tape and that technique of masking things off, adding different types of shading. So it came out pretty good.
Yeah, that kit, even though it's over 40 years old, I know we're spoiled today with all the accurate kits that are out now, but I've always found it rather interesting to see what kind of level of detail people want to incorporate in that particular kit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know it's inaccurate. Yes, I know it's what we had from the very get-go, and I don't think anything was accurate toy-wise from the 70s, but it's absolutely amazing what kind of level of detail that they put in there, whether it be lights or added on aluminum. Almost, there's other folks that pretty much scratch built the thing, utilizing some parts from the ground up.
Yeah, for sure. Let me go ahead and grab the model real quick. Hang on.
Oh, okay. I love that Stormtrooper you got right there. That Stormtrooper.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty cool.
Speaking of added detail, it's just kind of like, I look at these things and I said, what can I do with that? So even the landing gear, I knew it would be hard to hollow out, these sorts of sections here. But what I did was I just took styrene rods and added some more detailing around that. And even made a detail for the little arm that bends when the Eagle lands, for the landing pad. So, when you set it down, it looks like it adds, always adds a little something to the model, it gives it a sense of weight or, just a little bit more there to the model kit. And yeah, it's fun to kind of come up with these sorts of different ways of doing things. And then it's really cool when it turns out. So, and then the command module is just lit with a little LED inside there, and everything's just jammed in there because it's just lit with a watch size battery.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is before I became confident about drilling holes in the models, but that's all it takes. Just the light of the decals from the back. I mean, just the fact that it came with the decals, I was really excited because they did not come with the model.
Yeah, the original decals weren't all that great, but the new edition from 2014.
Yeah, but just two small little LEDs inside there. That's all it takes, and then you click on off, and then it's just held in there with just a little. It just has just enough amount of pressure on the front of the model there to hold it in place. So.
Oh, you didn't use magnets?
No. That little cage is just tight enough to where you can just easily just fit it back in there.
Very cool.
So it's not like I'm flying it around,
Whoosh.
Yeah.
Really? Come on, everybody does.
Yeah, that's.
That's
Yeah, and I think I even added some extra detailing here on the back too, because some of the pipes were missing. So I just took some styrene rods and bent them, made some sharper corners there to fit into the little tanks. And of course, I got the bafflings here for the backside there.
That is awesome.
All right. So I'm trying to remember. Is it Alexander Dumas? Is that who made those?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
Makes
Yeah.
the little laser, the steps, and
Yep.
those.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I bet he sold quite a bit of those. Those were
Oh,
like
I'm
little
sure.
kits.
Yeah, right. Because there was no 3D printing at that point, and it was really nice to have these little extras you could add on. So, I mean, that laser, I have that on my Product Enterprise Eagle, just sitting on top of there. I remember that, and the episodes would pop up out of the Eagle. All these little cool things it would add to the ship.
Speaking of builds for Space 1999, I'm going to get to some of your Trek stuff and other stuff, but we were talking before we went on camera.
Show the hawk, show the hawk, show the hawk.
This little
his Replicas Unlimited hawk is amazing also.
Yeah, thank you.
This you built for one of the very first Space 99 props and ships model kit contest.
Yeah, and that was just a lot of fun to build. It was the first, it's the first time I ever really scratch built anything from nothing. It was just styrene rods and what the funnest thing, I would encourage anyone to try this, because it kind of gives you a sense of what the real model builders, what the original model builders, go through to come up with this sort of stuff. You just start adding pieces. Oh, that looks good, or that looks good, and you look at reference pictures and stuff. And it was a lot of fun also to think of how to, I installed magnets, as you know, in there, and then just kind of come up with a concept of what would it be like to be inside a little hangar like that. So I came up with that little booth there that the guy stands in there to operate the lift and the door and all that.
Can you imagine what the model building room looked like? And with Martin Bauer and all those guys. Can you
imagine? Yeah, just probably just filled with tons of, there you go. Yeah, tons of odds and ends that they use to scratch build these models, and kit bash, right?
Right. I mean, probably stacks and stacks of models, kits, and they just start going through. This looks good. This looks good.
This looks good. Yeah. I think it's crazy when you have some modelers who can look at the Galactica, for example, go, "Oh, that's a track from a such and such tank."
Oh yeah, kit spot.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
it's Falcon, Millennium Falcon. They can identify every little nitnoid piece that's on the big one.
Hey, there's Mark Myers and Tom Eilerman. Hey guys.
Well, hey guys.
They both said hi. Hey, Oggie.
Hey, good to hear from you.
Yeah, I like these lights and this little control room where you put one of the figures in.
Yeah, that was really a lot of fun to come up with. It gave me the opportunity to look at reference pictures for these things, just like I did with the Mark Fraley and I. He helped me design that small hangar that I just built. Let me pull that one out real quick. So here we've got this little tiny hangar.
Oh, yeah. I was curious. That's.
Again, a lot of fun to come up with concepts, because Mark designed, the walls literally just by looking at reference pictures. There's really nothing else he had to go by, and some notes and things he found. But it was fun to come up with, what sort of contraption would be, sitting above the Eagle hangar to move them around, because we used to see the Eagles dangle from something. And you definitely saw some detailing above the Eagle, but so it was a lot of fun to kind of come up with different ideas there.
Yeah,
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess the next thing that you should work on is a modified main mission room with accurizing the stairs, as well as adding on a Commander Koenig's office.
Yeah, and to light those white panels there in the walls. That would be good too.
Yeah, there have been a couple of other people that did that, but I think that you incorporating the lights and everything would be like pretty spectacular.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I definitely will look into that for sure. It is incredible what people do with because Main Mission is one of these sets that like I think most sci-fi shows are guilty of making these sets that don't go with the exterior at all. Because you look at the main mission building, there are no windows up above there, and yet you saw this alcove with these windows and stuff that they could peer out of. I actually really love main mission more than I did the command center, because it was just the command center is just really small. But
I think I don't know if anybody likes command center better than main mission, to be honest.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's just such a beautiful set, and you can kind of, I guess, you're floating around space and you're meeting all these hostile aliens. I guess you better move everything underground. Just like the Enterprise having the bridge at the very, very top there. but
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. I mean, the moon base was not designed to be floating around in space anyway, but I guess that kind of makes sense. But still, I missed it after they moved it all underground like that.
Agreed.
So, yeah, absolutely.
I remember you building your Hawk kit. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, thanks. And then that took a bit of scratch building too, because it wasn't in best conditions when I got the model kit. So yet there's another challenge. And again, really one of the funnest parts of model building is just coming up with these things. And it's just a different train of thought you have to get on versus what you do every day. Just kind of get on a different track, and just fun to kind of sit there and come up with these different ideas. But yeah, that one turned out pretty well, so it's up there. And looking forward to the new kit that's coming out too.
Oh yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's going to be pretty neat.
Right, and here you have a ship that appeared on one episode, and all this interest through all these years. It just again speaks a lot to his designs, because they're just fabulous. I think just absolutely amazing.
I don't know.
Oh, I agree. Are you going to be getting into any of the bigger stuff, or are you just going to stick with the smaller stuff due to space?
Well, I think with the Hawk, I'm definitely going to build the because that's going to be a 1/48 scale, right?
Correct. Yeah, it'll go with your 22 inch.
Yeah, I'm actually going to build that one, because I just can't pass that one up. So I have to make room, or I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that other one.
Funny thing is, though, is that your Replicas Unlimited one back there is about 19 inches. I think the one that's going to be coming up from round 2 NPC is going to be about 15 inches.
Yeah, it looked a little smaller. Yes, right. So that's probably, I'm sure that then it's a different scale, and it's assuming that the 148 is correct. Yeah.
But then you got 44, not the 44, but the 31 inch, because the kit that I have is 31 inch. So I guess the logic would be a little bit less than half. So 15 and a half inches or so.
Yeah.
And I did notice that you do actual painting. I mean, not model painting.
Yeah.
Painting.
Yeah, painting. Yeah. So that is something so I've always had an artistic side, and as a profession, I'm an optometrist. So when I was going through school, I was like, I didn't want to be a starving artist. So I knew I could do science, so I went that route. And kids grown up now, and just trying to find, model building has always been one artistic outlet for me. But back in the early 2000s, I actually took a drawing class, because I wanted to finally start. I've always drawn ever since I was a kid. Never really took any art classes. And so I took some formal art drawing classes, and then I got into photography that way as well. And but yeah, so this whole painting thing started because, as you guys know, we were kind of locked down last year, trying to find things to do. Yeah. And so I started watching Bob Ross on, just kind of vegging out and just watching his videos. And the more I watch him, I go, I think I could do that. And so my wife got me a Bob Ross painting kit for my birthday. And so kind of sat on the shelf for a little while, and eventually I said, I'm just going to go to Michael's, get some cheap canvases. And actually I didn't realize canvases were that cheap, because you can get a bunch of them. And so I figured I'd give it a shot. So I started his video tutorial, and the kit comes with all the paints and stuff that you need. And and I thought I was having a little success with it. But the one thing I did find fairly quickly is that painting style I think appeals to a lot of people, especially if if you never painted before, never drawn before, that sort of thing, because you really don't have to draw to use his techniques, right? It's all these brush techniques, and then hey, that now looks like a tree, and there's the sunlight, and all that stuff. So, but the more I did it, I was like, I can draw, so why don't I just try to venture off into a different direction? So, started watching a few artists on YouTube, and trying my hand at it, and I was pleased with what the results I was getting. So I'm just continuing on down that path, and it's been a lot of fun. It's I hope to do more sci-fi type art, but for now, what I'm doing is I'm learning how to deal. I'm actually using oil, which I really do enjoy. A few of my friends who do paint said, "Wow, you're starting off with some of the harder things first," and because usually people start off with watercolor or acrylic, but because of my experience with painting models, and I got into figure painting, as you know, as well, and learning how to blend paints, I had a little bit of foundation there to start from, and so I wasn't really intimidated with blending and mixing colors, and in all honesty, I don't go to a color wheel and try to figure out what colors. I actually just start mixing them, and if it looks good to me, then I just start applying it. And that's kind of how I approach, with figure painting too. There are some similarities, obviously, in how you approach these sorts of things.
Right.
But just kind of shifting gears with the different media. But I know some people do figure painting with oils, and I can see why they like it. It's just, I would think that the challenge would be the drying time, right? Because oils take forever to dry. But you can put in additives to make them dry faster, but it's not going to be quite as fast as acrylic. But it would be really hard with smaller things because you're handling them. But it's the same thing though. You're blending and creating shadows and highlights. So it kind of gave me a little more confidence to give it a shot, and so we'll see where that goes.
Well, you did a really good job on the Star Trek busts that you entered into the Wonderfest contest this past year.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Joe Hudson, who's a fantastic figure painter. I'm not sure you're familiar with him, but he does write articles for Fine Scale Modeler and a couple other things, and he's a pretty fantastic guy. And during the pandemic, I reached out to him because I met him through Mark Braley online, and like, hey, would you mind, I'll print a couple of 3D things for you if you wouldn't mind spending some time with me. Tell me, how do you do this sort of stuff, because I was just trying some basic things. And, he was such a kind, very humble guy too, because he's a phenomenal painter, but he'd probably be the last one to tell you that he's great, but he's fantastic. And we spent a number of sessions, painted a Steve Austin, not the wrestler, the Bionic Man, Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, I wasn't thinking about the rest.
Yeah, right. It's so funny when I posted pictures of that. Oh, the only Steve Austin I know is the wrestler. I go, oh, and you're way younger than I am.
Yeah.
The only Steve Austin I know. So I sent him out a print of that, and we painted it together. And so I've just kind of built on the techniques that he's taught me, and I'm really happy with the direction that's going as well. So I have a few other Star Trek busts to work on, and of course the 3D printer is going to allow me to print other things as well. So
yeah, I can't get over how well the skin color on each one of these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because Spock was always whiter than Kirk and everybody else.
Yeah. And he actually does have a green base. I started off with a green color on his face, and then went from there. And so when you look at them, that's why they look a little bit, his skin color is supposed to be different.
You can see a little bit up here, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it. Looks perfect.
Thank you very much.
I like it. And then you did the Gorn, and
oh yeah, the Gorn.
That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I like this shot here.
Yeah. Yeah. The Gorn holds a special place too, because when my son was little, it's one thing about bringing a little kid to a convention, because the stars would go, oh, hey, it's so great you're getting the new generation. Here, I'll give you a free autograph.
Oh, yeah.
And Jonathan and I met the guy who played the Gorn in the suit. And he signed a trading card for us, and so
That's
every
nice.
time I see the Gorn, it always reminds me of that memory.
Yeah, I like this.
Thank you.
That was a good way to show that off. I like
Yeah,
it.
right. You know what actually gave me the idea is I kind of ran across that commercial with William Shatner and the Gorn playing a video game.
Oh yeah.
I was going to bring that up. It's like,
Yeah.
if you showed him that commercial.
That's actually what inspired that shot. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that look at the freaking, that's outstanding.
Thank you. It says a lot about the sculpt too. The artist did a fantastic job with the texture. You know, when I started looking up reference pictures down to how the teeth are kind of twisted in position. He did a fantastic job with the sculpting. Yeah, just amazing. Again, another challenge there was to try to paint the pattern on his tunic.
Oh yeah.
Right, and because at first I thought, well, maybe I'll print some decals, you know, because just use. That was my first idea, to use just clear decal paper, because you know you can see through that if you don't print it on white. And then I just kept looking at him. I said, you know, I'm going to try and just paint that. So I just hand painted the different patterns, you know, because they don't, you know, it's cloth, and so they're just kind of a mishmash of different designs on there, and it really wasn't all that hard to paint them.
Nice.
That's pretty neat. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
All of them.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're one of the best modelers out there that I've met so far.
Well, it's very kind of you to say so. Thank you very much.
You're in a class with a lot of people that love doing this stuff. Way above me. You also do you cosplay?
Yeah, I do a little of that. I actually did not start doing that until much later in life, as you say. Yes, I've been actually, you know, we have the San Diego Comic-Con here, right? And I've been going to that for, you know, this would have been my 19th year of going to Comic-Con, and I've been very lucky to get tickets every year. When I first started going to it, I was really going to listen to, I was into Batman, the animated series, and got a chance to listen to, his name escapes me right now, the guy who created Batman, the animated series. And back then it was not very difficult to get in. You just literally walked in, bought a ticket, and go sat in the panel you wanted to go listen to. And then it just grew from there. And yeah, you know, I just figured, why not cosplay a little bit? So I started buying some different costumes. And you started to see more and more available on eBay that were of good quality. And someone once told me that I kind of look like Chakotay, so I figured I would. I found the pattern for his tattoo online, and I have some Photoshop skills through my photography background, and just kind of manipulated and printed my own decals or tattoos.
Very well.
Yeah, thanks.
You ought to send this to CBS. Say, hey, I'd like to star in one of your episodes.
Yeah.
Your headshot.
Yeah, if Robert Beltran doesn't want to do it, I'll do it.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Tell me what to say. Yeah. Yeah, you know, it also is just one of these things that these stars aren't getting any younger. And so I kind of, when my son got into Trek, I just kind of made it a mission of mine to just go meet these people. You know, they show up to the con frequently, and it's been just a lot of fun meeting. I got to meet Patrick Stewart, Leonard Nimoy, William Shatner, a lot of the stars from Voyager. You know, just the opportunity to say, and I know, you know, you walk up, what are you going to say to these guys, right? It's like, you don't want to sound stupid, but I just tell them, you know, I am just a fan of your work. And, you know, when I met William Shatner, I just said, you know, your Captain Kirk was a hero of mine. He's still a hero of mine, and I just appreciate your work. And they just love hearing that. And, you know, same with Patrick Stewart. It was really a pleasure to meet him. And he meets so many people, so it's not like you're going to have this in-depth conversation with him, but just the opportunity to meet them. And Jonathan will say, yeah, I got to meet all these guys, you know, or where, you know, his fiance now is I've gotten her to be a Trek fan. And so now we've been watching from the old series. We just got through Next Generation. We got through Voyager. Now we're starting on Deep Space Nine. She loves all that stuff.
Really?
And, yeah. And
she's a keeper.
That's a great tunic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, this is one of your newer.
Yeah, it's one of my newer ones. I actually bought this to get to go to Ticonderoga because I did want to make it. I want to make it there. I was gonna head there this fall, but we postponed the trip a little bit. Just some things came up, and so we're gonna hopefully do it next year. And I very much look forward to it. I know Mark Myers has been there a number of times and has had the opportunity to ship with William Shatner himself on the bridge. And
he's a regular there now.
Yeah, probably.
Mark, I'll tell you when Mark's like you, when he dresses up in the uniform, he looks like Captain Pike.
He looks like Captain Pike.
The original one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the original guy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I know those sets are. I think they were built from probably the blueprints, or they're supposed to be the specs. So it can't probably even better than the original sets, right? Because the original sets are just kind of like put together, on these. You're not going to see that level of detail on those old television screens, right?
Now you just got to get hooked up with Charles Gordon and get you a 1999 outfit.
Yeah, right.
He does a really good job. The jackets.
I watched your streaming of his interview, and I guess he just does it because he's passionate about it, and that's the thing, right? When someone's passionate about something, it's going to show through in their work. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life, right? If you love what you're doing, it's going to come through, and his work just looks outstanding.
So William Shatner, when you met him, he didn't give you the "it's just a show."
He did not. He did not. I think he's come to. It's like I was listening to this Trek Experts podcast. These guys are obviously it's all about Star Trek, the old Star Trek, and one guy was with him recently at Ticonderoga. They had an event with him, and he said, and it seems to come through that. He's kind of, he's 90 now, which is incredible. The schedule that he keeps, right?
Very much so. Yeah.
And but you can tell the way he connects with fans. He's very comfortable now, knowing that Captain Kirk's going to be. I mean, he's done a lot of things. He's had the opportunity to win Emmys, with Boston Legal, that sort of thing. But yet everyone remembers him.
T.J. Hooker,
right? Yeah, T.J. Hooker, right? But he's another gentleman. Behind me, by the way, was someone with a huge Enterprise model. It was a 350 scale, which he's had a number of different signatures now on that model kit. So he's getting William Shatner's on that model kit. And I just walked to him saying, I just appreciate it. It's an honor to meet you. And he goes, the honor's mine. And he I got him to sign a DVD. I thought that was unique with his picture on it, versus a model or something like that. But he's very gracious to the fans.
I got his autograph, but it was through the mail. It's actually for my nameplate for the 350 Enterprise.
Oh, nice! It's a nice touch. Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna get a case for it, display case for it, so it stays nice and clean.
Yeah, in fact, I went out to the Vegas Trek Con. That's where this shirt is from.
Nice.
Yeah, debated about going there, and then we bought the tickets ahead of time, and just. A friend of mine said, we're just going to go and, play it safe. And it was good. Yeah, there were not as many people, but William Shatner was there on stage. Like I said, 90 years old. And, man, he just does not skip beat. It's great to see him up there.
Well, if I can make it that far, I will try to stay as active as possible.
And he looks good for his age.
That's right. He does.
He doesn't look 90.
No. Yeah, this guy was saying, this Trek Experts podcast, he was there for a couple days. And so he does these tours that you pay for, for him to do the tour in person. And so he did like 6 of those, which each one takes about an hour and a half. Mark Myers could probably speak to this because he's been on it. But and then he signs autographs and does photo ops. And I guess there were 1,500 people in line to see him in that particular weekend. And can you see yourself at that age doing that? It's just signature after signature.
I was gonna say, give me a stamp.
Give me a stamp. That's right. Yeah. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Well, besides, is there anything else you do? Because you're model builder, you've got your own podcast, all that good stuff.
Yeah, you should have a little bit of a title extension, Esquire Extraordinaire.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that's enough, I think. Yeah, I do play a little piano. I don't know. I'll add that in, I guess. But I've been doing that since I was 5. But
That's some nice little phasers here.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. The next generation phaser I made for my son's fiance because she wanted one. So there you go.
How nice.
So
yeah.
So what are your plans for the future? I mean, what are some of the actual projects you really want to tackle?
That's a good question. So I do want to build the Galileo. I've been gathering parts for that. I have an interior for that. I know many people complain
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. It's like,
but I was able to get Randy Cooper's interior while he was still selling them. I'm sure he still is. So
very cool.
Yeah, for the spacecraft interior. Not supposed to say shuttlecraft, I guess. Yeah, so that's one project coming up next year. I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of those models. It's kind of like the Eagle. We waited and waited for something of, that's going to be accurate, and they did a phenomenal job with that. So looking forward to that. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'd say that's the one that stands out for this coming year. Is going to be that one for sure.
Do you do commission builds, or do you just like building for yourself? And
that's a good question. I actually started this whole thing. So I got back into Trek modeling after I graduated and came back to San Diego and just needed something to kind of sometimes fill up some time and just kind of get away from things. So the first model I built was the next generation Enterprise, the D. And at one point I had all 5 of them hanging from my ceiling. And then I started, when eBay started gathering up steam, I got an eBay account and I started selling them when Federation Models came out with all these different resin kits.
Oh, wow.
And it was my first foray into resin model building because, as you know, that's a whole different ballgame when you're dealing with resin. And so I started making some of them, and at the peak, I was selling them for $300 to $400 a pop. Because especially, one of the biggest sellers was, when First Contact came out, they came out with all these different starships. And now I can't remember the name of the class of the ship, but a number of them were very, very popular. So I was actually doing a lot of commission builds. But what got me to stop was I started having issues. So the resin models weren't that hard to ship because they were pretty solid, right?
Right.
But when people started asking me to build, like I built a flying sub, and then the shipping is just not very, it's like you're crossing your fingers that the model is going to get to that person, in one piece. Because I want to do a good job. They pay good money for it. And I wanted to get there and look the way it's supposed to look. And then they were just getting there damaged. And it got to a point where it was just too stressful. They'd have to send the model back and have to repair them. So I just got to a point where I said, it's just not worth the stress. So that's when I stopped. So yeah, I don't commit to it at this point. Yeah. And then, it's just too much. Now it's just too much. I've got too many things going on. I just don't have the time to build commissions. So, but I've been flattered enough that a number of people have asked me and have emailed me all the time about them. So Thank you very much. But yeah, don't have the time.
I think I asked you a few times.
Yep, you're one of them. Right, exactly.
Well, if you ever got to downsize or anything like that, if you're going to get rid of that hawk, if you're just thinking about it.
Oh, that's going to be a tug of war.
I'll be your number one buyer.
All right, very good. I'll definitely keep that in mind for sure.
Jim Westbrook might have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was hoping to meet him this year, but he wasn't able to make it out to Wonderfest this year. So hopefully next year.
Well, a lot of people were kind of waiting to see how the COVID.
Yeah, I understand. Absolutely.
Hey, Todd, we ran into him back in 2015, didn't we? When the Eagle 22-inch the mock-up first came out. I think that's when we met.
Exactly. So, speaking of shipping models, I'll go ahead and plop something in here. We have the Eagle's Nest.
Oh, yes.
For the 22-inch Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll hold all the Eagles that are out right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the round 2 version, yes.
Yeah. So, and that's important. If you're transporting them anywhere or even going to a model show for that matter, it's a little stressful even going to a model show with some of these models.
Like, there's a picture of me somewhere. I've got one box. It'll hold 4 of these.
Really? Wow.
So when I go to the shows and stuff, I can take my Eagles with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
do you go to any other shows, Todd?
I've basically Katsicon and Wonderfest is basically what I've done, except for our 2 conventions we had.
Oh, okay.
I'd like to do some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on, where and how.
Yeah.
Travel part, how much I can bring with me. I think Katsicon, I used the U-Haul trailer to take stuff. So
yeah, I'd be nervous about flying with it. That's why I haven't really brought anything. I mean, the launch tube was easy because that's really secure in its own little case. That wasn't too hard. But I'd love to bring some of my other stuff. Like I love doing Star Wars models, of course. And here's, for example, the Death Star attack, right?
Oh wow!
But to try to ship something like this or take something that's on a plane would be kind of difficult. But, yeah.
That's nice.
Thank you.
Little explosions going on in there. That's
Yep.
really
Yep. Yeah. And before someone says something, I know Blue Squadron was not in the original attack, but just some artistic license there.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Hey,
thank you.
It's not canon.
It's not canon. Yeah. But we didn't see him because he's getting shot down. So, he was off camera.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Tom did a good job on designing that box, and he's
So he's selling those again?
The Eagle's Nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're always available. Anybody that wants one can get one.
Okay.
Same for the 350 Enterprise.
Gotcha.
So I thought I would share this one as well. This is the BT-1 and trying to remember the name of the 000. And this was my first combination of both using a production kit and 3D printing because BT-1 I had to make his head. And sure enough, again, someone had a file for his head on Thingiverse. And so it was easy enough to print. I printed them in transparent resin. So it's hard to see the light here, but there's a red glow from his main eye there.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then the light wall was 3D printed as well. The rest of this was just scratch built out of styrene plastic and stuff. So
very cool.
Yeah.
That's great detail.
Thank you.
That's pretty neat.
Thanks.
So what are some of the awards that you've gotten from Wonderfest in the past?
Yeah.
So from Wonderfest, that was actually those are the first awards I ever got at Wonderfest because this was the first year I ever brought anything to Wonderfest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and but yeah, through the years I've won awards at local shows. There's one called Orange Con that takes place up in the Anaheim area. A few other shows there, and I've been awarded for my models, at those shows. A number of my Battlestar Galactica models have won awards too. So, yeah, it's cool. It's a very, very nice. Very nice when you win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm gonna start working on a model and hopefully get it in the contest for next year to see what I can do.
Yeah. Let me dig up one other that's going to be a little nostalgic for you guys.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
from Saturday morning live action TV. If you remember the live action shows.
Oh no, that is. Where'd you get that?
So this is from Larson's Designs. So it's a resin model, and the little car again available. Well, actually, the little car was from a 3D printing site called Shapeways.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then I just had these little figures that went with the. Trying to think, these are 187 figures, I think, something like that. HO figures. Mm-hmm. And then I was into trains for a little while when my kids were little, and so I created a little background here with some shady people kind of looking through there. But loved his jetpack, right? I mean, who didn't like jetpacks, right?
Jetpack used to do
Yeah, yeah.
I think the one thing that you forgot about though was the force field. You got to put a little force field.
The force field. That's right. Right. And remember, it had Sounds of the Enterprise inside the Ark, right?
Yeah.
Bridge of the Enterprise, right?
Yeah,
so
that brings back memories.
Inspired.
Yeah, and then one that goes with that is this one here.
Oh, you're going to show, was it Jason the Star Commander Space Academy?
Yeah, Space Academy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always associated the two. Very cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Awesome.
What do they call that ship?
The Seeker?
The Seeker.
The Seeker,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For years, there was a larger one available, and I just never got around to buying it. And
somebody definitely got inspired by the Ark 2 for the Seeker.
Oh, for sure. It's my understanding that Arc 2, after they were done with it, they just reused the sets,
right,
and the nose piece. Yeah.
So AJ is asking where your monkey is on the Arc 2 display.
Yes, everybody asks that. And now that I have a printer, maybe I can find one. I actually could not find this small little monkey. I actually searched for. Yeah. I mean, if anyone makes dioramas of little zoos, I suppose, but I'm still in search of. So if you can find one, let me know.
No doubt.
His name's Adam, right? I think his name was Adam.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Ken Skiffington said he's still got recordings somewhere. I'm assuming he's talking about the Arc 2 episodes.
Yeah, I have those on DVD too. They came out with the entire series a while ago.
I remember seeing the behind the scenes or some documentary on it or something like that. I thought that was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Are the DVDs good quality?
Yeah, they're decent quality. It's not Blu-ray, but it's just like what you remember from Saturday morning.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's what I like.
Probably not restored too well.
Yeah. I mean, they're good enough quality, but certainly not.
For $19.99, we were really lucky to get 35 millimeter prints, but what is it, 16 mil? I think for the Saturday morning stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you can actually restore from that.
Yeah. And talk about Filmation. I'm trying to remember. Is it? His name escapes me now too. I got to meet him too. One of the guys, Lou Scheimer.
Oh.
Right. One of the guys. So at the end of a lot of Filmation shows, you see this logo with the name circling around.
Yep.
One of them was Lou Scheimer, and before he passed away, he was at a Comic-Con. So I actually got him to sign. I have the Flash Gordon animated series DVD set. Nice. And I got to meet him, and he signed those. So it's really cool who you get to meet at these cons.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I'm gonna move to San Diego now.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
They do have quite a bit of those kind of shows there.
Yeah, they do. Because we're so close. We're close to Hollywood too, so a lot of them will come down, and studios will come down from the LA area. So.
Are you going to continue to go to Wonderfest?
Yeah, I'd like to. It's I really, even though the show was not what it was a couple years ago, I know it's going to get back to where it was before. I really enjoyed coming in. It's just great seeing you guys, and it's just not only do you get to see all this beautiful work, but you get to see people that you just don't get to see all the time. So yeah, I definitely hopefully make it out there. I'm hoping more people will make it out next year too. So
I think they will. Saturday was a really good day, but Sunday fell off quite a bit.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely going to have our display again.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think I am out of time here, but it's been a pleasure catching up with you guys, and thank you very much for having me on. I really do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure. Our pleasure. And
very honored.
Fans out there, they tuned in, I can tell.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.
All righty. See you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, where'd you go? There you are.
I'm still here.
There you are. Yeah. So this is the point in the show where we show you what's coming available. And I think everybody knows you better get one of these.
Yeah.
Gordon, you know more about this than I do, so go for it.
Well, so obviously September 13th, 2021 is when the pre-sale or pre-order date is coming out. Had a small opportunity to talk to Jamie a little bit about the special edition. So there's going to be a special edition version, whether you want to get that or not. I would like to get it. I believe that there's going to be a limit to 311 for obvious reasons. And then there's going to be a mass-produced one, and I think the price is definitely going to be less than $50. It's going to be, I think, adequately or reasonably priced. Excuse me. And I'm very excited. This is next level. Probably one of the best books I've ever seen produced for 1999 in a very very long time. Yeah, we've seen the making of Technical Notebook from David Hirsch. That was amazing back in the day. But this is, we're in the 21st century now. Still a lot of interest going on with it. So this was Jamie's attempt to put out something extremely high quality. And it's basically you being this assigned Alphan on their way out to Moonbase Alpha. And this is kind of like the book that you're going to be going through, and to familiarize yourself with all things Moonbase Alpha and what your areas of responsibility is going to be. So I'm really looking forward to it. This is very exciting stuff to continue to see some serious interest on it. So um, I think it's pretty awesome, to be honest with you. There's another. I'm sorry.
I was just say some of the photos I've seen are freaking fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's going to be some serious blueprints. I'd like to see a lot of the spaceship stuff. The Eagle launch pad. That was remarkable. I don't know, a little bit of continuity, a little bit of imagination. I'm really looking forward to seeing. Just to have the book in my grubby hands. And just like with the Tech Notebook back in the day, I'm probably going to be staring at it for hours and hours on end, just trying to take in all of this information, because that's what we fans have tended to do. And we were kind of, I don't know, bloodthirsty for more, but really thirsty for more. And thanks to Paxton Young and a number of other folks, Jeff Rubel, to name a few, to add a little bit of universe of blueprints and things of that nature. But this is going to be next level. So thanks to Chris Thompson of CT Designs, as well as Anderson Entertainment. Really looking forward to this particular book. So it's exciting times. And then a couple of other things that we have on tap for round two. Round two just came out with a video. If you wanted to head on over to their site, looks like the Comlock and Stun Gun kits are fixing to come out very, very soon, if not already. And of course, the Hawk is coming out. I want to say towards the November timeframe. Despite with what we got going on with COVID and everything, I think it's very admirable that they're on target with their release dates and have been putting stuff out of 1999. I lost count of how many kits they put out overall since 2013, 2014 timeframe. So, hats off to round two. Hats off to Jamie Hood for supporting us one way or the other. And quite frankly, I've been extremely excited and very, very well pleased. There you go. That's an actual photograph of the sealed kit from their video, their latest video. That's not a mock-up or anything from my defense. That's the actual kit. So the kits are coming out very, very shortly. So that's very exciting. Hopefully we'll be able to see some artwork of the 148 Hawk very soon. Looking very forward to that. And I already told Jamie, it's like, starting to save my money. But anyway, it's gonna be spectacular. So I know that everybody's really looking forward to sticking or building one of those 148 scale Hawks to go with their Eagle, their 22-inch Eagle. So that's exciting stuff.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah. So the box art on that is actually really, really nice. I think Jamie and team did a very good job with that particular kit. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very happy, especially with regards to what we've already said before. You can incorporate specific electronics and light kits to it. So when we were at Wonderfest, I think I'm going to say Jim Small built the initial mock-ups of the Comlock and stun gun and actually incorporated a light kit into the stun gun. So that was actually really cool. And you know, you as the builder have the opportunity to do whatever you really want to, and it's designed for it, right? You know, so the buttons are not built into the or part of the main body. You know, you'll be able to, you know, make these buttons operational how you see fit. So I think that that's going to be a big deal from prior kits, because a lot of kits, everything was just kind of either you had your little felt buttons or whatever, and everything was just all static. So this is kind of like next level. Very cool stuff.
And I believe Randy Newbert is doing electronics for that.
Who is?
Randy Newbert, the one that did the
Nice.
Eagle lighting kit. He does all
Voodoo?
it's Voodoo Effects, yeah.
Voodoo Effects. Okay, yeah, great.
Yeah,
well, that's wonderful to hear. That's wonderful to hear. We'll get the word out, and obviously once the kit comes out, once Voodoo comes out with theirs, you know, we'll definitely post some links.
Exactly.
It's kind of nice to see some third-party stuff coming out. I'm pretty sure that folks are going to be asking Mike Reeder to produce a number of bits for aluminum bits. He did produce aluminum bits in the past for both Alex Jackson's kits as well as Jim Small's kits back in the day. So this is probably going to be no different. From what I understand, Round 2 is not going to be producing any kind of aluminum bits and pieces for the stun gun or Comlock. So, you know, how you get your third-party kit pieces is going to be up to you. So that's going to be awesome.
Right.
Eugene Alex says Steven's Hobby still lists the new kits as TBD. I will let you know when they list them. Yeah, that's cool. A lot of folks they get the stuff in. They don't update their websites or whatever. I just know that they're going to be coming in very shortly, especially since Round 2 did that video. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be wanting to blast the news out to all of the fans to get with their retailer hobbies.
Absolutely.
Hobby retailers, excuse me, as you know, as time goes on, next couple of weeks or so.
Seen some.
What else do we want to talk about?
Seen some Eagles pop up in the UK.
You know, it's amazing how 1999 is exploding in 2021. There's 3 Eagles available. You go to the Hero Collector website, the official Jerry Anderson. The official Jerry Anderson website to get you know, yours if you're in the UK or whatever. They have all 3 going to be available very shortly, so that's going to be exciting as well. Seen some photographs. A lot of people are kind of mixed of the details of that particular eagle. I wouldn't mind getting my own, but thanks to I forget the individual that did the comparison shots of the A1612 or PE Eagle with the Eagle Moss version. Right. Now I got to tell you, Todd, the Eagle Moss version kind of reminds me of the little 11-inch shooting eagle that Dave Hirsch owns.
Yeah, it's kind
of resembles that particular one with that shape, which I think is kind of interesting. But nevertheless, I'm in for one of each.
Yeah.
So what else we got on tap? Chris Bentley's Space 1999 Vault is supposed to be coming out this fall.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one too.
I think Powys Media is still coming out with 1 or 2 of their novels, if I'm not mistaken. And I know the omnibus is still available. I think he's got a few copies left. You know, folks might want to jump on that. I'll probably re-advertise the link and everything else like that throughout the 99 pages across Facebook. There's a really cool metal pin set from Anderson Entertainment, the official Jerry Anderson store, for both 99 and Thunderbirds. I think that Dallas had shared her set with us on the merchandise page, which I thought was actually a really nice set. So I'm in for probably a set or two. I don't necessarily know if I'm going to put them on my suit to go to work with, but you never know. I might have a little Alpha Moon Base thing and say that's the new Space Force insignia.
There you go.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then they let's see what else. 1612 looks like the Dragon's Domain sets.
Dragon's Domain sets are going to be on their way, if not already. I think that there are a couple of folks that have already gotten their sets, which I think was rather interesting and very exciting, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to seeing the Alan Carter and the John Koenig spacesuit figures coming out very soon.
Mm-hmm.
But now that the latest and greatest Eagle set is definitely on its way. If you have any other episodic ideas to share, share them here on Props and Ships. I know Steve Walker of 1612 is open to any kind of additional ideas. He's practically put out every variation that you can possibly think of with regards to Eagle, except for a couple of odds and ends. Like, let's say if you were to get two Eagles with that tube that normally doesn't look like it's supposed to come out of the transporter, but from transporter to transporter that they used in both Guardian of Piri,
right,
and the New Testament, or the Arcadia, Testament of Arcadia. God, I can't even think.
Testament of Arcadia.
Those were both portrayed, and I have a feeling that perhaps maybe they might put out another double Eagle set. More Eagles, right?
Right, more Eagles. I do know that they're getting another shipment of the Comlock and stun guns in.
Yeah. Yeah, those are practically sold out just about everywhere.
Right.
Very, very hot commodity right there. So get yours if you can find it. Fab Gear, Timeless, or wherever that they sell that stuff. Get a hold of a set, because
right.
I think that I think they're limited to 2,000 sets. Is that correct? I can't remember.
Something like that.
They're not individually numbered or anything like that, but they're just ultra cool to have. And I know the vast majority of folks have been like hooting and hollering. They've been waiting for 40 plus years to get a nice, accurate set instead of worrying about the Ahi space water gun, the stun water gun or anything like that. So this is next level.
Definitely.
So I think that's about it with the licensed merchandise. The third-party kits we're still actually selling. If you're interested in the 124, the 148, and the 172nd scale Ultra Probe command module, we have a few. I have about 9 more kits coming in. Todd's probably going to end up doing a little bit of a video, kind of specializing the look of it and to show you pretty much the display itself. He's got a built-up one, and he's also going to be showing off the kit itself. So that's exciting if anybody's actually interested. And then of course PM Todd on the cost and what to do with ordering one. Comes with decals. Those are kind of nice.
Nice decals.
Yeah. We actually spent a little bit extra money on some very, very nice, nicely done decals. These aren't just straight up, photograph printed or something silly like that. These are professionally made. I think the only downside to those particular decals, you have to actually cut them out, versus the ones that slide off. Some folks actually have produced slide off ones, but we haven't done that.
We got side-on ships too.
Yes, that's true. There's a number of side-on ships left available if you wanted to purchase one. It's a 148 scale, goes with your 22-inch kit, Eagle kit.
Eagle kit, yeah.
Yep.
We got some interiors left for the 172, the new 172 Eagle kit also.
Yeah, so if you ever get the if you get the 14-inch Eagle, the newer kit, yeah, we have interior kits. Just PM Todd. Those are really cool. If you ever wanted to kind of go to the next level, designing your own interior, these kits will really complement your Eagle very nicely.
Yeah. And those were like a partnership with 308 Bits. He's the one that designed them, and I put them into resin that way because Shapeways is getting to be a little expensive. So we can definitely get you those.
Absolutely.
We got all kinds of. I've been working. We've been working on a store for actually props and ships store, and it's just it takes a lot of time to go through that stuff. And we want to when we come out with it, we want it to be ready to go and have stock and everything. So.
Well, so far we're still just in small quantity of numbers of production type stuff anyway. So that's we're still toying around with that idea, definitely.
And we've got big ideas, but we need you guys' help to purchase some of these kits up so we can use that to do our future items that we're wanting to do.
Eugene Alex was saying that Square has a free store builder, so we might jump on that. Check it out. Appreciate that, Mr. Alex. Hey, it looks like Jeff Rubel is with us. Hey,
yeah,
Jeff,
I'm not seeing a lot of people's names on here because if you're gonna be on the show like this, there's a link in. I'll put it in the bottom of this information here, but you can go and allow Facebook to show your name. That way, I can see who's talking to me and who's not. I can see Nick McCarty's around. A lot of people. I see some new names. Theory.
Well, howdy, Nick.
Scott Anderson Keys. Or how would you say that? So I appreciate you guys jumping in. You can always subscribe to Todd's Corner on YouTube. That will help me catch Oggie Gonzales if he's got 19,000 subscribers.
Right. So another thing that I wanted to show off is that I'm thinking about putting this up on eBay. Just want to let everybody know. This is the retro 4-pack that I put together with the help of Nick's artwork to put I guess the picture in the background together, and of course with Dave Bolter's help. I'm excited to show this off. Yeah, I'm excited to show this off. So we'll see what happens. So be on the lookout. Probably will be putting this on eBay very shortly. I'm also going to be showing that off on the merchandise page. Probably some better photographs or whatever. Just kind of curious to see what it would bring. I got so many of those custom ones I want to kind of refinance and do a little bit of new customs. So I'm going to try to generate a little bit of fundage for that. I want to start working on some alien customs as well as some year 2 customs. So more to come.
That's a pretty cool little set.
Yeah, so if anybody's familiar with all the Mattel stuff back in the day, believe it or not, this is not exactly a Zython. It's the Nocton version. It's an original head, though. They use the same head for both alien figures. Just the head itself is worth a fortune. But I actually put the head on one of those new Star Trek Mego from Star Trek Discovery. I forget the name of the alien regular resident on the bridge or whatever. I don't even know his name. But anyway, I ripped his head off and put the Zython head on top of it. It looks really good. And Dave Bolter did an amazing job on putting together all of the costumes and everything else like that. Yeah. So what you see here is none of just the original Mattel head for Helena. I tried to go with the original uniforms, but they've been modified to where they would fit Mego-sized figures. So you have the Mego sized, Koenig with Mattel utility belts and everything. You have the CTVT Professor Bergman, and then you have a totally modded with Mattel Helena head, and of course the Zython with the Mego alien figure. So I'll put that in all the description of everything that you get. But I'm pretty excited. Eugene Alex Saru, thank you. Appreciate that. I don't watch that much new Star Trek stuff. I just don't have the time.
That's cool.
So Jeff, I'm surprised you haven't heard of the Mattel Zython. It's probably the most sought after, rarest Space 1999 toy ever made. There's about 300 produced, and I think they were all produced for the German market. And I think that there's one or two that are still sealed ever. And the last one, I think in 2019, went for over $2,400. I believe you not. Yeah, it was just nuts. Yeah. Well, I understand you're not missing much, Eugene, but still, it's some 1999 folks are they would go gaga if they'd have something like that to complete it. Another thing that I also wanted to emphasize is that the artwork that Nick had so graciously put together, most of the artwork itself is actually from the unreleased Alpha crew. So made it very unique and professionally made. So the whole ensemble is actually beautiful. One of a kind.
Yeah.
Oh. Got you, Eugene. I appreciate that. Not missing much. Gotcha. All right. Well, it's about 3:30. Todd, I got to roll.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we needed to talk about real quick? Oh, the con. So tune into destinationmoonbasealpha.com, I think. And if you want to be a part of the con, they're having a virtual con. If you want to go over there, and don't miss out on that. If you want to, talk with Barbara Bain or some of the other things that are going on with it. I haven't been keeping up with it too much, but it's sure to be a really big hit. And another thing that I also wanted to bring up is the Eagle Building Contest. So we're in our final week of that, around the September 13th timeframe. I'm going to be hopefully rounding up all the photos of each one of the participants. And then you, the fans, the members of Props and Ships are going to do the voting. I'm not going to do it. Todd's not going to do it. You are going to do it. You guys are going to be the ones who say who's going to be the winner of each category, the modified Eagle version or the out of the box build. So whoever the winner is, I have it. It's ready to go. I'm going to ship it. Whoever's building one, I'm just going to go ahead and ship this. Whoever the winner is, I'm going to ship it and get it on out. And that's for the modded build, and then of course the Geo Alliance poster set. You're going to get both posters, which are not easy to come by anymore. So they come with certificate of authenticities and everything else like that. So whoever the winner is for the out of the box is going to get the poster set. So good luck to you, and we will definitely hopefully you guys got enough good examples of what to do with an out of the box idea or what you want to do for your specially modded Eagle. But anyway, good luck to you either way. So this is Todd and my contribution to say thank you for not only participating but being a member here. Want to make sure that you guys get taken care of one way or the other. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Yes, Jeff, I'm afraid you're a little late to the game. We did talk about the Tech Ops Manual. I brought your name up a little bit. Really do appreciate your past inputs historically, but this new manual, I cannot wait to see it. I'm very excited to see it. So
I'm looking forward to it for sure.
But it's folks like you or Paxton Young and of course Dave Hirsch with the original Technical Notebook had kept us engaged with the coolness factor of blueprints and history and timelines and things of that nature for the past. But this is definitely next level. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay.
What you got
Cool.
going on?
No, I was just gonna reiterate on the Destination Moonbase Alpha thing. There you go. They've got some pretty good people are going to be joining that as far as the cast. They got, and then model builder Martin Bauer is going to be there. So it's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Mr. Bauer.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'd check it out if I was you guys.
Ooh, very tiny photos.
Yeah, I can make them big.
Anyway, so I think they have very limited numbers for participation, but it's relatively inexpensive if you wanted to partake. Anyway, it should be a really awesome event.
Yep. There's where you go, and there's it's probably going to be pretty cool. I would guarantee it. I'll probably check in and see what's going on because I'd like to talk to a few people there. So,
well, let me know how it goes.
Will do.
All right. Well, Todd, it was an honor that you had me on Todd's Corner again. Really appreciate it.
My right-hand man.
Absolutely. So I'm also glad to see that you're getting settled in to your new place, and hopefully things are going to work out even better. So to all the fans out there, reach out to Todd, PM him if you're interested on some items, and or if you just want to chit chat with him or me, don't hesitate to hit us up. So
I try to answer all the messages, but I don't get to them every day. So
yeah,
be patient.
And then of course, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe and like and all that good stuff.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can make this thing explode.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys have a wonderful Labor Day holiday if you're here in the States, or I'm not sure if it's a bank holiday in England or wherever else. But we got a 3-day weekend coming up. So anyway, have a wonderful one and take care. Thanks, guys.
I'll see you later, Gordon.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you again. Like I said, if you click subscribe on the YouTube channel and follow us. I think it's next. I'll have to figure out which day it is, but I'm going to have Ian Lawrence in a week or so here on Todd's Corner. That man is another one of those talented model builders. I don't know how he does some of the stuff he does, but you'll enjoy it. So I will. I love that ship. The Eagle and the Enterprise are my favorites. So anyway, guys, have a great Labor Day weekend, cookouts, whatever you're doing. Enjoy it. I'll see you on the next show. Peace out.